journals of her sickness of cancer. She started chemo in 2020, and I started the journals in 2020. She took cancer treatments until 2024, and she passed away in 2024. So every day of her cancer treatment, I tried to write something, record something, take a few pictures. She wanted me to tell her story of her struggle and her journey through MD Anderson and other places with her cancer in order that it might help others. So this is her story told by me. If you have comments or questions, please comment to me. Thank you very much. Journal entry, November 1st, 2023. Looking at a picture of the garden where I planted some beets Diane had bought. And they came up, made a great crop along about March. And they all just stayed in the ground and rotted. I pulled one up and put it back. Then there's 2 verses of the Bible where Diane read something, and those are there now. Please read them. Journal entry, 2nd of April, 2023, Thursday. Diane went to see Dr. Corbett in Beaumont. The doctor said she looked okay. Everything was good. Terry and Matthew, our son and our grandson, came over for a weekend visit. And while they were there, Diane made a movie for Lena, something on starting knitting. I'll show it now. Go.
Hey, Lena, remember I cross these over like this? And once you cross it over, you take this piece here and you put it in that hole. And don't let go of the tail. Then you pull. This one is real big, but if you pull on this, it gets smaller. And that's not the tail. So now that I got that, I'll do it one more time for you. You cross it over. And what you do, because I've got it crossed different, this time I have it on the back side. But it could be in the front. I'll put the front. So when the front goes, this big thing goes here, back in this hole through the front. You grab that piece. Oops, I made a boo-boo. So the tail's on this side. See? I cross the tail over. And because you can't go this way, oh yeah, excuse me, you have to go that way because it has to cross and go inside. And then you pull this tail down like that. And it's called a slip knot. So that's too big, so I'm gonna have to make it littler. I'm pulling the long part to make it littler. There we go. So that's how we do it. Then I put those 2 needles in here. 1, 2. And remember, we don't use the tail. So I'm turning this all the way around to get the big part on the right side. So now the big part's on the right. So I'll go between the 2 needles like that. Okay? Remember I told you, you slide the needle down so you can push that yarn that you just put in there. There it comes. There it is. And remember I told you to twist it and put it back in the top like that. That's probably not a good place to show you. Let me try it again. So here's that loop. You put that needle back inside. So here's a needle going back in here to close together. So I go through here, and while I'm holding this, I push that needle down and try to grab that yarn on that side. Let's see, since I'm going so slow, having problems. There we go. Try it again. There. That's that yarn we just put in there. You pull it up and you twist it. Okay? I'll show you one more time. Take it out. Pull that knot. Go back in here. Take the yarn, go between the two. Slide your needle just like that. And I'm holding that yarn so I can go on top of it and pull it out, twist it, and do that. I'll do it again. The next time you do this loop, I usually do both of them the same hole. So because I work faster, it makes it hard. So I'm going to put them back in the same hole. Now they're both in the same hole. And I might screw up, so we'll see. Probably going to screw up, but let's see. So I go inside between both, all that in there. There's nothing between, see? It's all here on those two. You see if I can push them down so I don't lose them. They're like in a row when you do it. So you go down. Oops. Let me try again.
You start over again?
I think I was wrong. Hold on.
Start over?
Yeah, I'm going to push these in that same little slip knot you made, making it bigger so I can put those needles back in. Get in there. Okay. Push, push. So it's that same first slip knot you made. You run it through here. You go down. You pick it up. You leave that one there. You pick it up and you put it in here. Okay. I'm presuming then this is how I must do it. You put it in that knot that you just made. You run it through. You pull it through. There it is. Pull it, turn it, and slip it on. Now we got 3. So I'll put it on that one. I'm not sure how I usually do it, but okay, this is a good way still. Run it through. Try to get that yarn there and pull it out. Turn it, and there. Then you do the next one. You do as many as you want, because this is how wide it's going to be. There, pull it. Run it through. So now we have 5 stitches on there, and each one has their own little knot down here. So I'm going to run it again. I'm going to make 10 altogether. I think that might be how many we made before. So I'm doing it. Run it through, and I keep it on that needle like that. I guess that's how I do it, so don't ever lose it. Put it through there. I'm going to scoot them down because there's a whole bunch. So I run it through, go down in that hole for that one, pick it up. See how this one's moving? You pick it up, you turn it, and you put it in that pin. So I hold that needle inside that one. Do it again, run it through, pull it out, turn it, and like that. So let's see how many I have now. You count each thread. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10. So now I'm going to take this needle out. So we have 10. So I'm going to make it, pull it like this. So we still do the same thing kind of, but we put it on this needle now. So you go to the first one. Be sure you're in the hole. You don't want to grab any yarn or anything. You do the same thing, but now you put it on that needle. There, I should push it off. Then you do the next one. You go through those 2, and you have to push it off on that one. Push, push. Let's see. Off. Up, almost there. There. Pull that string in the back. You pull it. You go through here, and you push it on there. So you go through, do that, you push it in there. Same thing every time. You go through those 2 needles. I don't have to keep mine straight, but I think you were trying to keep yours straight. So I got my needles. I'm trying to push these down so they don't come out. So you go in, you run it through the 2 needles, and there's that yarn. You pull it out, and you got to push that one off. So since I'm doing it slow, you go through that hole there, you run it through the 2 needles, and you hold this tight so you can push that through there. And now you got to take that one off. Boop. Next one, you go through those 2 needles, and there it is. Pull it off, and throw that one off of there too. One more time. Go through there. Here it is. Grab it and push that one off. And this is the last one. So you grab it, and there it goes. And now they're on this needle. So you have to turn your needles around. And this knot's trying to come undone, so I'm going to tighten it. Seems like I can't tighten it there. I just pull this one and you tightened it. So now you keep doing the same thing, and you're making rows. And I'm guessing that's my first row. So I'm scooting them just a little bit. You don't want them too much because they'll fall off your needle, and then you have to start over again. So you go in that hole, same thing. You run it through, take it, and you push it, that whole thing out. Run it through, take it between those, push that, and drop it out. Go there, put it through, push it, drop it out. That's the last one. So now they're on this needle. That's where they started. See? So you keep doing that as long as you want, how big you want it. And I think you wanted a headband maybe that wide, I don't know. But then you start over again. You go through that again, you do the same thing. You push it off a needle, you push it on that one. So go through that, and you pull that yarn, you push it through. And this is how I do it, so it makes it easier, and it pushes through. And you push it in there, and you pull it through. And pulling it through, taking it off. And here's the last one again. And once you get to the last one, you turn your needle again to this side. Now it's a little bit bigger. Oh.
Bless you.
Thank you. So now we're on another row. So it's the same thing. You go between those there, and you pull it in. We don't want the tail. You put it through here, and it goes in there, and you pull that one out. So you keep making as many as you want, because this is how long it's going to be. The other way is how wide it is. You got to try to remember to keep your yarn not to fall off the needle, not until you're ready. Now we finished another row. So see, it's getting bigger. You got to uncurl this. But you need those needles like I had told you, or something like your chopsticks. So I'm going to do it again. There's other stitches you can make, but you need to learn how to make this one first. When you make this one, there's a whole bunch of other stitches you can do. See, it's getting longer. Let me pull some yarn here. There we go. That's called the long tail, and this one's the short tail. So the long tail goes in between them, just like we've been doing. You go between that stick and that yarn. You go in there. So that's what it looks like now. And that's on this side, and there's the tail. So try it again. You don't want to grab this one here. That's supposed to grab this one here. The other one makes you have a mistake. So you don't do that little knotty part. See that knot right there? You don't do that one, but you go under the stick and grab the other one. The one that's on the stick. Push them here. So I won't take them off the needle right now, because who knows, maybe I'll make something longer. And I can always give it to you if you want it. But this looks like it'd only be good enough for a headband. Maybe it's a little bit wide, but it might work. So we'll see. Anyway, I'll show you one more time, then I'm going to quit. Remember, the tail is down there. Don't touch the tail. So go through there. You go in between, and then you see how it's right here now. You just go under, pull it out. See? So you bring that one, and there it is right there. Okay, I think Dad's calling. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Did you answer it?
Journal entry, 3rd of November, 2023, Friday. Terry and Matthew are here. Stephen, Tanya, and Lena came over, and we all ate dinner together. Diane cooked enchiladas. She made the sauce. She grated the cheese, cut up the onions. Everybody then made their own with all the fixings they wanted. Diane had a good day today. Journal entry, 4 November 2023, Saturday. Diane, Terry, Matthew, and me, we all went to MD Anderson in Houston so Diane could have her blood test, and she had a CT body scan. Afterwards, we drove to Nederland to Schooners. We ate seafood there. Diane ate soft shell crabs, and she ate every single one of them. She ate like crabs were going out of style. She had a good time, spent a lot of time eating, and brought lobster home, and we ate it all. Diane had a great day today. She needed it. Not very many great days. Journal entry, 6th of November, 2023, Monday. Diane went to Houston to MD Anderson to visit Dr. Ramirez to get the results of her CT body scan that was done on Saturday. The doctor said the cancer in the lymph nodes has decreased, but the cancer in the lungs has increased, and the chemo is not working. The doctor wants to change to lozapide, doxylene, or something like that, or Doxil. That's what we'll be given the next 4 weeks, this new drug. And we went home, and Diane laid on the couch the rest of the day. Journal entry, 7th of November, 2027, Tuesday. Diane went to the Baptist Hospital wound care at 1:15 p.m. They said it did look a little bigger on her right breast. This is all of the cancer that's eating her skin up. A nurse from lymphedemia came in and scheduled an office visit for 8th of November, 2023 at 3 p.m. for a consultation. And Diane went home and laid on the couch the rest of the day. Journal entry, 8th of November, 2023, Wednesday. Diane went to the Baptist Hospital in Beaumont to the Lymphedemia Center for a consultation. Did an assessment of the lumps, non-sweating, and will try to help. Guess they'll schedule another appointment. Diane went home, laid on the couch the rest of the day. 'Journal entry, 9th of November, 2023, Thursday. Diane went to Dr. Holland's office to see the nurse practitioner. The nurse practitioner asked Diane, "Why are you here?" Diane told her it was a follow-up appointment from her procedure she had. The nurse practitioner didn't seem to know. Diane told her she still had the cough and wanted to know what could be done. She said there are meds, but she doesn't know if the doctor wants her to take them, but she will ask. The nurse practitioner said to just change your diet, careful what you eat. Diane asked about future appointments. She said, "You don't need any." And I didn't understand. Diane didn't understand. But she assumed that they would get back with her about medicines. So I went home. Diane laid on the couch, puzzled, not understanding what went on at Dr. Holland's office. She laid on the couch. 13th of November, 2023, Monday. Diane and I went to Houston to MD Anderson. She had an NM inflection rate to check her heart function to see if we could get her next new chemo. The test showed the fraction rate is decreased to 44% in the left ventricle. 55 or low is not good. So we came home. I laid on the couch. 14th of November, 2023 is the journal entry. It's Thursday, Tuesday. Diane's very tired and very depressed today. She got up and ate a crepe that I made and went back to bed. Diane then later went to the Baptist Hospital Wound Care to have her right breast cared for with the open wounds. The scheduling next for Dr. Ramirez called and explained why they canceled the chemo on Monday. They would start another chemo until her heart infraction rate was above 55%. It's too low to give her any chemo. She laid on the couch the rest of the day. Journal entry, 15th of November, 2023, Wednesday. Jack Howson with tactical medical supplies came to the house and measured Diane for getting a flex touch for her arm and her body to see if Medicare would do anything for it. They were trying to help out. But Medicare did not approve. She couldn't get anything. That was the end of that. She laid on the couch the rest of the day. This is the end of the journal for November 15th, 2023. During the year 2020 till November 15th, 2023,
Hey, it's me.
Diane's had 1,170 days of cancer treatment. Diane had surgery on both breasts, removed cancer from the right breast, had 31 lymph nodes removed from the right side, had 30 proton radiation treatments, 1 breast standard radiation treatment, 4 right lung radiation treatments, 2 heart procedures, an amulet and an ablation, 66 chemo infusion treatments, 74 days of chemo pills, 25 days of physical therapy treatments. So far during the month of November, Diane has had lots of pain, lots of nausea. She's very, very, very tired, not eating. Diane had a CT scan that showed the cancer in her lymph nodes had decreased. The cancer in her lungs has increased, which is really bad. Diane had a test done on her heart to check the ejection fraction rate or something, and they checked it out, and it was at 44% in the left ventricle, and anything below 55% is not good. So she cannot get chemo, she can't hardly do any kind of surgeries or anything, any kind of test with an fraction rate in the heart below 55, and she's at 44. So that kind of throws her in a big loop, big depression. She's having a hard time. Cancer is growing. She can't get chemo, and her heart is malfunctioning again. Don't understand. Poor lady. Poor Diana. She tried so hard to survive, to beat it. No one could try harder. No one. She did. I miss her. She's gone. My world is not the same anymore. So, but she prayed still. She still read the Bible. Still had a few good moments, a few good days, but she had very deep depression now, all this happening. Bad. Diane always asked me to pray for y'all. So, Lord, please heal the people watching, the people not watching, according to your will. Amen. God go with you. you.